Okay, let's see. Alright, well, it says we're live, so we're going to try this. Hi guys, welcome to Friday Night Midnight Ramblings with yours truly, Midnight Banshee. I'm coming here to give you some stuff that I've been thinking about, stuff that I have found. It's kind of just a side little thing, just to see what's going on out there. Just kind of let you guys know that yes, I am still alive, very much so. I am still part of the cyber world. Today I was out with the family playing a mobile game called Ingress, which if you haven't heard of it, you really should, because it's actually quite cool. You go to ingress.com and you download a mobile client to your phone or your tablet, and basically it's, if you've heard of Pokemon Go, it's basically made by the same company. What it is the whole backstory of Ingress is that the world has been flooded by what's called exotic matter, and it's up to the two different factions to decide how this exotic matter is used, otherwise known as XM. So you have the enlightened, which are the greens, which are the ones who want to take the exotic matter and use it to evolve mankind to the next level. And then you have the resistance, the blues, or they call them the Smurfs, and they basically are trying to fight the enlightened because we don't want to be taken to the next level. We want things to stay as they are. Boy, it kind of sounds like a bit like Congress, doesn't it? But I digress. Anyway, so that's what I've been spending most of the day out doing today. Actually, I went out doing a mission that one of the players that was in there was doing. Let me just pop this out here so that way I can see if there's anybody that's online here with me. I don't think there's anybody out right now, but if you happen to be watching this later, after it's uploaded to YouTube, then you'll see what's been going on here too. So basically, we went out to the next town, or we went to a little town called Laurel, and we did this mission that one of our friends told us about. And it's basically you basically hack every single portal that's in this town. And in this town, there's 60 portals, although one technically has a Billings address, but at least in the game, but it's really part of Laurel. But it's kind of that weird quasi-state, I guess. So anyway, so we went out and we actually went all the way around town and we hacked all 60 portals. So we got the badge for it, and it was like, okay, well, we've done missions before, but this was one that we thought would be kind of cool to do, just as something for the family to do, and all of us got the mission badge for it. So if you've been watching one of my favorite tech tubers out there, his name is Tech Deals. He's been giving me a lot of shout outs online. I want to give him a huge shout out because this guy is super awesome. I can't thank him enough for being encouraging and supportive and offering all the advice that he has over the years. We have been talking back and forth about the choice that I made as far as my primary rig goes, because if you've been watching my channel, you'll note that back in, what was it, February, that I actually did a 7700K build. It was my midnight rig. Basically, it was the 7700K on the AsRock Taichi Z270 motherboard, 16 gigs of black and white Trident Z G-Skill DDR4 RAM running at 3200 megahertz, really slick GTX 1070 for the win 2 from EVGA, nice SSD from Crucial's, the 525 gigabyte MX300, a 2 terabyte Seagate Barracuda drive, and of course you have to have a really good cooler to run these. So I got the Corsair H100 IV2, which admittedly in the beginning I was having problems with getting some kind of decent overclock on it. But here's the thing, ever since and I don't know if it was right before the 2.0 BIOS or when the 2.0 BIOS actually came out, that it actually helped bring the temperatures down. And I noticed that my overclock is working better than it was before. So now I have it set to a base of 4.5, boosting up to a turbo of 4.8, which is really awesome. So while I've been chatting in a lot of Tech Deals live streams, he did have some questions as far as, did I regret getting the 7700K, or would I have gotten the same thing if I knew then what I know now? So it's kind of a response to those types of questions. So one of the questions that he asked me was, if I knew then what I know now, would I have still bought the 7700K? And honestly, the answer would be no, because of all the evidence that has been shown, that has been proven since Ryzen launched. So what would I have done? I would have gotten the 1700X, the Ryzen 7, because I admit it, 8-core 16 threads is an awesome machine. So there's one of the things that I am planning on doing. Now, one of the thoughts that he had pitched to me in another live stream was maybe I should, sell the motherboard, CPU, and the RAM that I have now, and just go out and get the other parts, and that way it wouldn't cost me any money. On paper, it's a really good idea, but here's my only trepidation with this whole thing. If I were to sell these components, most likely on eBay, I know there's a lot of protection that's out there, but the problem is I have been burned on selling electronics and some other stuff on eBay in the past, because while there's a lot of buyer protection, it just doesn't seem to be a whole lot of seller protection, if you catch my drift. So it's kind of got me thinking in another school of thought as far as, what do I really want to do as far as proceeding forward. So I do want to go forward, and let me show you some of the things that I have been coming up with. Let me just bring this up here. I want to show off this case, because this case has really caught my attention. This is the Cougar Panzer Max. This is a full tower, rugged as heck looking case. And what I like about this, and I don't have one of these yet, this is the case I am planning on eventually getting to house my editing system. It has a lot of room for expandability. I'm just going to go down here. Look, you have 6 motherboard form factors, all the way from mini ITX. Although, why would you put a mini ITX in a case this size is beyond me. But it does take all the way up to expanded ATX, EATX, whatever you want to call it, long ATX. But it'll take all of your main form factor motherboards with no complaints. It will hold up to 4 double slot cards. Again, unless you're a really big enthusiast, you are not going to have 4 double slot cards in this case, period. At most, maybe 2. If you still want to run SLI, even though it's been said that SLI and Crossfire is a really bad idea, a really bad waste of money. So it's like, okay, we're just not going to do it. We're just going to stick with 1 card. So why get this big of a case? Well, the answer here is this. You can have 4 SSDs in here and 2 hard drives all at the same time, all behind the motherboard tray. So these are all going to be hidden out of sight on the back. So if you figure, if you have a good hard drive, say like a 4 terabyte or somewhere around there, I'm thinking 4 terabytes is probably going to be a good size. Get a couple of 4 terabyte hard drives for storing like raw video footage and that kind of stuff, and then use the SSDs. Use one for your boot drive, and then the others for games and scratch disks and other things that you need rapid response for. So what else does this do? Well, as you can see here, it has plenty of cooling options. I mean, huge amounts. You can put a 240 on the top. You can put a 360 on the top. You could put up to 360 on the front. Now, granted, you can only have a 120 on the back, but with all the front, top, looks like even bottom cooling options, it's like, are you really going to quibble over a 120 on the back? I'm not gonna. So I figure with running, you know, if you get a nice, and granted, with a Ryzen 7, you really don't need a liquid cooler unless you're planning on really going wild on the overclock on it. You can just run the stock cooler, which will save you money. You get the 1700, which is right now $300 on Amazon, and it comes with the RaceFire LED cooler, so you've got RGB right there. Whether you need liquid cooling or not is totally your choice, but it has all this air cooling options too. So you can put 3 140mm fans in the front, 2 on the top. You've got 120 on the back. You've got plenty of cooling. There, you are going to have no issues whatsoever. As it shows here, plenty of airflow for storage. And the thing that I found interesting about this, especially on this section right here, is that if you notice, part of the airflow is directed towards the back of the motherboard tray. It goes over your storage drives. Now, I don't know about you, I haven't seen another case that has actually directed part of the airflow over the back, which I think is really cool. It does have a fan speed control switch, although I don't know if that's something I would actually use. I'd probably just have it all going through the motherboard. But if you look now, here's the other cool thing I like about it too. You've got the big side window, and it's got the handle on it, or that pulls it open. The headphone hook, I guess, is okay if you need somewhere to hang it. I mean, I guess that's a thing, but I probably wouldn't use it. The keyboard tray is kind of cool if you're planning on having it out of the way, but it's got toolless opening, removal of all covers, 4 USB ports. It's got 2 USB 2, 2 USB 3. That's what I want in a case. I want to have all those options. It's got headphones and it's got the microphone jack. I mean, it's really, really nice. So what does this case actually go for? Well, right now, if you look on Amazon, it's selling for about $160. Only one left in stock, so you better order it quick. Otherwise, it's going to go away. But yeah, that's pretty much. It's kind of the spoiler about as far as the plans go going ahead. So, what kind of motherboard am I going to put this on? Now, granted, you don't need anything fancy if you're going to go with Ryzen, because unless you're planning on doing SLI, you don't really need more than one PCI Express slot for your graphics. However, there are other options to take into consideration too. So the one, does this really come as a surprise to you? If you saw my build video of the 7700K, this has no surprise whatsoever. This is the AsRock X370 Taichi motherboard. These motherboards are gorgeous. One of the things I like about the Taichi motherboards is the abundance of the SATA ports. Now, granted, this one is a little bit. I was hoping I'd be able to see these go for about 200-ish, like I found with the Z270. But I'm just going to pop over to this tab real quick, and right now it's about 230. I'm hoping by the time I get around to actually buying the parts that maybe it'll come back down to 199. Hopefully, if not, then I may just have to suck it up and deal with it. But here's the thing. Look at all the stuff that this thing comes with. You've got the AM4 socket, of course. You've got the PCI steel slots. So you've got 3 of them. You've got the M.2 slots. You've got the built-in Wi-Fi. You've got the USB 3.1 Type A and C gigabit LAN. You got the Purity Sound 4. And this one comes with 2. This is really cool. This is kind of a neat little improvement over the Z270 Taichi. This one comes with 2 RGB headers. So if you want Christmas on your desktop, Yeah. This is going to be the one that's going to be really filling the bill. So between this motherboard and this case, I mean, yeah, that's going to be a really nice combination. So yeah, right now this thing's going for about $230 on Amazon, and it's worth it, especially if you like the aesthetic. Now granted, you don't have to. And I'll keep referring I'll keep referring back to this guy. Tech Deals did a wonderful extensive look at Ryzen 7. You don't need anything more than a B350 motherboard for most people. The only reason why I'm even considering the X370 Taichi and spending the money for it is, one, because I think the aesthetics are awesome. Two, it's got 10 SATA ports on it, and it's got the built-in Wi-Fi. It's got all the bells and whistles that the Z270 version had, and then some. Now, I know they are coming out with a Taichi for Threadripper. I did see some articles online that showed the X399 Taichi motherboard. They lose this aesthetic to a degree. It's not black and white. It's kind of like black and gray-ish, which to me was kind of a letdown, because between this one, the Z270, and the X99, they've all kept this really nice, cool yin-yang clock gear aesthetic type of thing, and it does kind of retain that to a degree. But I like this one. This one looks really, really good. So what else has been going on out there? Well, I did find a few things that were of interest. Yeah. In fact, I bring this up because I just got a letter in the mail today about this. Gamestop warning customers of credit card security hack. Dear Lord, who's gonna be next? And I wonder how this happened. So of course now, last month, so this is kind of old news, GameStop got hacked and consumer credit card information was obtained from many patrons that made online purchases between September 2016 and February 2017. And now they're just sending out letters about this. So I read through this article, and my only thought was, okay, is this another Target syndrome? Is this another thing where the CEO said, you know, the IT person went to him and said, hey, there's a problem here, we need to fix this? And they're probably like, whatever. So GameStop has now been a victim to this. Go figure. So if you buy anything online, probably best protect yourself and change your credit card number or change your method of payment, one of the two. Let's go on to something a little bit more amusing, in my opinion. Although it's a little bit of a downer, truth be told. Shenmue III, the third part of the saga of Ryo Hazuki, has been pushed off till next year. Okay, fair enough. And the reason why this was, as I was reading through this article, was that Yu Suzuki basically said, well, now we have new technologies that bring new things available that we can use in the third game. Makes sense. I mean, that's fine. But now it's not going to be out till next year. I guess I can live with that. I mean, heck, we had Shenmue 1 back on the Dreamcast days, back in '99. We had Shenmue 2. It was supposed to come out on the Dreamcast here, but it didn't. It was only out in Europe on the Dreamcast, but we got it on the Xbox, which is fine. In fact, if you get Shenmue 2 on the Xbox, and you're one of those people who either gets it new or gets it complete, it does come with a DVD that goes through the first game. So if you don't really want to go get a Dreamcast or emulate it or whatever, because, you know, emulation is the thing nowadays, if you get the Xbox version of Shenmue 2, it does come with a DVD of Shenmue the movie, which gives you the backstory of the first game, so that way you can get prepared for the second one. If you have not played Shenmue, and I know there's people out there who will not play console games, they just play computer games, fine. Emulate it. Just give it a chance, for crying out loud. I'm of the advocate of, if you can get it on the original hardware, it's always best on the original hardware because it's the way it was meant to be done. Now, granted, these games are not brand new anymore, so any game that you get is going to be on a secondary market, which is one of those reasons why I don't like emulation of current systems. I mean, old systems, you deal with your own moral compass on that. But when it comes to new systems, I'm pretty hands off on that, because I like supporting the game developers and what they do, because they do an awesome job. Except for Destiny, yeah, we know what kind of debacle that is, and Unity, yeah, we know where that one, we know where that train wreck went to in the, and of course PC is not immune to that, you know, Batman, yeah, we know about that one. But anyway, going way off the rails on that one. But Shenmue 3 it looks like it'll be delayed till the second half of 2018, so you're gonna have a while to wait for that. When it comes out, I am sure that Yu Suzuki is going to make good on every promise that he made, because the first game was amazing, the second game was legendary. Yeah, good stuff, really good stuff. And I'll end up putting links down in the video description to these articles. And this is from Polygon, and they do a lot of really good in-depth looks at these games. Speaking of emulation, I came across a little doohickey that is supposed to be for the Dolphin emulator. And anybody who doesn't know what the Dolphin emulator is, basically it emulates the GameCube and the Wii and maybe the Wii U, but and it's mainly a GameCube emulator, but it probably is for Wii also, because this is the DolphinBar by Mayflash. What this is supposed to do is it's supposed to allow you to connect your Wii Remote Plus controller to your PC by Bluetooth. So basically, it's taking the functionality of the Wii and just kind of shifting it over to your computer. That's what it's supposed to do. Decent idea on paper, but is it something that actually is going to work in practice? From what I've been reading online, now there also is a GameCube controller adapter that you can get for also. And it has gotten some decent reviews on it. So, is it worth getting? I might get one and test it out. It's hard to say. Anything could happen. But when it comes to game emulations, and this thing has been tossed around so many times, I'm no legal expert. I know people do it, and I know people don't do it for various reasons. You have to be left to your own moral compass to find out what's actually, you know, your best option. So that's, yeah, I keep coming back to this. This is a really awesome motherboard. But again, this is one of those things that you kind of have to judge for yourself if it's really worth it or not, if you want all the bells and whistles. Well, I'm kind of in the mindset that I really do, because I like the way the Z270 looks. But here's the thing about going back to Ryzen, and one of the reasons why I was kind of really hesitant to even jump on board on that bandwagon. One, RAM compatibility is still a thing. there's, from what I've seen, and again, I refer back to Tech Deals, who did a really amazing thing on Ryzen and RAM compatibility. There's not much RAM that's available that goes above 2666 right now. So if you want really uber fast RAM, you end up waiting for a while, but is it enough of a difference for you to really notice? That's kind of like your own personal choice. And I would like to see higher RAM be available and be able to run more than 16 gigs. I want to be able to run 3200 megahertz RAM, 32 gigs, so that way I can really take full advantage of everything for non-gaming functions. Now, I know people are going to say, no, you don't need 32. You can get by with just 16. Even though I'm a hobbyist, I like to be able to have flexibility and options, but that's just me. So, what do you guys think of this? Do you guys think it's awesome, Bard? Do you guys think this is an awesome case? I know, I think it's a pretty freaking awesome case. Yeah. Just look at that. That thing is a tank. Holy cats. Oh, heavens, heavens, heavens. But yeah, good stuff. So that's about all I had for tonight. Didn't really have a whole lot. Just wanted to share some thoughts and opinions as far as, you know, what I've seen out there. I'm just kind of relaxing and chilling while I'm getting ready to do another game review that's coming up here shortly. Just gotta get all the footage put together, of course, editing. Also, oh, I know what I can talk about. Talk about this. Yes. If you want, now I know other YouTubers do use this. At least I know of one. The Immortal John Hancock has said in his videos that he uses Filmora also, and I recommend it for a couple of reasons. One, it's simple. It's very intuitive to use, and two, if you look here, let's see. So if you get Filmora, you can get a free download to try. Now keep in mind the trial version is going to have a watermark. So anybody who downloads this and says, I can't export this, it's got this big old freaking Filmora thing on it, that's because it's a free trial version. You want to get rid of it, you got to buy it. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to Filmora's Facebook page and people complain, oh, there's this great big watermark in the middle of the screen. Okay. What were you expecting? Okay, so if you buy this, I really highly recommend you go with the middle option. Get the lifetime license. And here's why. You get lifetime updates. Not just for a year. Because I know with a lot of software manufacturers, they come out with a version that comes out each year. And if you want the newer version, you got to pay up for the newer iteration of the software. These guys, $60, lifetime license. To me, that screams lots of value here. So you pay $60, you get a lot of stuff that comes with it, and then the other thing that you get too, I'm just going to go back here a little ways. Okay, the effects. Okay, there are effects that you can get on Filmora that are free, and some of them are pretty basic. The only caveat with free effects is that sometimes they end up disappearing. I don't know why. However, the effects that you buy will stay. There was a YouTuber Elemental pack that was out a while back that I really liked, and for a while there they had the when you were getting the effects packs, you got the you just downloaded them and then you installed them. Well, I have the installers for all these older effects packs, but some of them don't work with the newer version. So you kind of have to take the good and take the lumps along with it. However, the ones that you buy do stay, and I've bought a number of really nice ones. In fact, I just bought the sci-fi set recently when it was on a 50% off sale, and they had this deal where if you bought any of their 50% off sets, you got the fireworks set for free. So I would say look through these and see which ones work best for you. The only thing that a lot of these don't come with is they don't come with sound effects, which I was thinking for like the Blockbuster set. I would thought, man, this thing's gonna be epic. It's gonna have awesome sound effects, right? No, it comes with just elements. But you know, I say for the price that you get, for the benefits that you receive, I recommend it wholeheartedly. The support is really wonderful. I have had a lot of really good success with Filmora as far as support goes. If I have any problems with it, you can go to their support.wondershare.com, which Wondershare is the parent brand, and you can get help there. You can get help on their Facebook page. You can contact them on Twitter. Really nice people. They're really working hard as far as, you know, earning your money, and I've given them quite a bit. In fact, the intro that you see in a lot of the videos I do was done using the Japanese pack. Love the Japanese pack. It's one of my favorites. I also got the 8-bit pack. I've got the retro pack. Like I said, I just got the sci-fi pack. Yeah, I'm a nerd. What can I say? Really good software. I highly recommend it. The only other software I use right now is actually the software I'm using to stream with tonight. I'm using OBS Studio. And OBS, Open Broadcaster Source, Open Broadcaster Studio. Tell you what, why don't we just go there and look at it? Okay. Okay, guess we're not gonna go there. Anyway, why you do this to me, Firefox? You do this to me when I least expect it. Go to obsproject.org and you can get the free software that you use to stream and to capture with. I found it works better with my webcam for some reason. I don't know why, and maybe it's all in my head. I don't know. But I like the overlays. I like the flexibility of OBS, as you can tell, because now I got this to work with a web browser. And you can actually put the little graphics on the bottom if you notice down there, and all that is I just did that in Photoshop, an old version of Photoshop. I haven't bought a new version of Photoshop in a very long time, so don't even ask how old this version is. But I just put the graphics in there and put it on the bottom and just kind of overlaid the different elements, and boop, there it is. Nothing fancy. So I'm going to head on out of here. I'm going to go to bed because it is like dark 30. Actually, it's only 12:20. I have stayed up later watching live streams. You can guess whose. In fact, just last weekend I watched a 6-hour. 6-hour live stream with Tech Deals of Star Wars: The Old Republic. if you want somebody awesome to watch as far as live streaming goes, you really can't go wrong. I mean, I like supporting channels that I like, and Tech Deals is definitely one of those channels that I have really liked. I like the videos, I like the live streams, I just like the whole interaction thing. He's very family friendly too. He doesn't cuss at all. Very nice guy. Because I commented on that. I says, dude, that's awesome. You don't cuss. He goes, well, why would you ever want to cuss? That's just rude. But some of the stuff that he comes up with. Yeah. Case in point, go watch his review of Ghost Recon Wildlands on the GTX 1070 and 1080. Yeah, you might hear a few terms that you probably never heard before, and they're all clean. I promise you. So, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. It's Friday night going into Saturday. Well, now technically it is Saturday, so that's why it's called Friday Night Random Chat. Because it's not Saturday until I actually go to bed. That's just the way it is. Deal with it. So I hope you guys found this at least a little entertaining, maybe a little enjoyable. And once YouTube gets done chewing on this and puts it up on the channel, I'm sure people will leave their comments down below also. So if you found this at least mildly entertaining, let me know. Put it in the comments. If you like it, go ahead and smack that like button. Smack it into submission. If you haven't already and you want to go and subscribe, well, you know where the button is. I mean, come on, how long have you been surfing around YouTube anyway? It's over... I can't even get my camera lines right. It's that way. The subscribe button's there, and the like button's down there. You know which one to do. So I am going to go to bed because bed is calling, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Stay well, stay safe, stay cool, because heaven knows it is warm out there right now because it is summer. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll catch you next time.